back to the show. Well, you know I love combining great organizations with great companies that are doing great things in our community. Well, Cabelas has teamed up with the National Pediatric Blood Pressure Awareness Foundation, and that's what we're going to be talking about in tonight's hometown recipe. Joining me now, Celeste Goodwin. She's the founder of the National Pediatric Blood Pressure Awareness Foundation, founded right here in Ascension Parish. We're so proud of that. And Christine Pocorello from Cabelas. She's in charge of marketing and events right there at our favorite outdoor store right here in Ascension. Right. Thank you so much for being here. And the two of you have teamed up before. You teamed up before for an event where you raised awareness and told people about what you're doing. Remind people where you got this idea from for the National Pediatric Blood Pressure Awareness Foundation.
Well, we're a nonprofit organization, like you said, that was founded here in Ascension Parish with a simple goal. We want to ensure that all children ages 3 and older are having routine blood pressure screenings. This is something that is important. It's a very, very serious issue if it's left untreated, undiagnosed. I have personal experience with that. I nearly lost my son in 2007 to this very issue, which is what prompted us to start this organization, to make sure that no other family, no other child has to endure what we went through. Wow. We're very proud of the successes we've had in the last couple of years. With our roots being here in Ascension Parish, we've been so fortunate to have a lot of area businesses get on board to help us and to support us, and Cabelas being one of the main supporters.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you all hosted a fishing rodeo last year.
We did, and we had the ability to invite the Ascension families in surrounding areas to come out, and it brings them out fishing in a kid's day. Well, we also were able to partner that with the knowledge and the awareness of the blood pressure, and the event was a spectacular weekend. We had swamp people come out, and the kids came out and fished, and it was just very memorable and very powerful for all of us, especially being parents ourselves. So it seemed like a perfect marriage to do this again in the fall when it cools off.
Absolutely. One thing I wanted to make sure we mentioned to people watching is that you did some screenings. Is that where the screenings were held?
We did.
Tell me what the results were.
It was amazing. The main focus of that weekend was to, number one, bring awareness to the people of Ascension and really all over South Louisiana. Cabelas is a huge draw. And we wanted to get in touch with the kids, in touch with the families. And at that event, we actually screened 221 children over 2 days. Wow. And of that number, we had 26 that we found that were abnormally high. Oh my goodness. 90% of those children had never had a blood pressure reading before ever. This was the first one. So by doing that, their parents are now armed with the information they needed to take back to their healthcare professional and say, look, this is a screening we did. They were a little high. Do we need to follow this up? Our logo, our slogan is KYKN, know your kids' numbers. Every parent should know what their child's baseline number is. Most parents are going to know, well, at their last checkup, this was their height and this was their weight. Every parent should be able to rattle off, this is what their baseline blood pressure is. So if there's ever any change, they'll know to watch it.
Wonderful. Well, one thing that you all are doing is putting together a cookbook. Yes. And of course the funds from that cookbook are going to keep these screenings going and keep the research going. And Cabelas has entered a recipe in that book along with some other great partners in the community. And you're going to be cooking your recipe for us tonight.
I am. We have an amazing chef, Jennifer at Cabelas, and she has this great recipe which I know has been tried and tested a few times at my house and at Cabelas. So so tonight we'll be sharing this with y'all.
What's it called?
It's called the Apache bread, and it's perfect for football, fishing rallies, anything like that. It's
Sounds
easy.
great. Okay, so what do we do?
So it's the easiest little recipe. You're going to start with any type of just round bread, kind of a bread bowl, and we've all seen those, and those are always so tasty. Right. And this is about the hardest part right here, is you're going to just cut your bread and kind of hollow it out. Now, when you do this, when you serve it, some people like to keep the insides of the bread, and you can toast it, which I'll be showing you later. But after you just cut your bread out, and that's the hardest part right there, you're just going to pick it out and just pick these little balls out and just start to make your little bread bowl.
Make a bowl.
And so, and just make sure to keep your sides intact. That's the biggest thing. And y'all have all seen soup bowls and whatnot, and you can set these to the side. So after you get all of that and you hollow it out, the end result is just pure happiness.
Which we have one.
We do.
I'll switch this out for you.
Thank you. So it's just going to be where it just ends up being a complete empty bowl where you have your...
Look at that.
I know, and it's not bad at all.
That's great. Do you need a plate?
Oh yeah, thank you. So after we have our bread bowl hollowed out, we're going to start with all the other stuff. Some of the ingredients a lot of us Southern women already have in our kitchens. You have your Worcestershire and of course your Philadelphia cream cheese and your dried beef.
Cool. Very good.
Well, the thing about dried beef, it never looks good, but believe me, whenever you cook it, it's delicious. You're going to have 2 cups of just regular shredded cheese, cayenne pepper, and green onions. The biggest thing is just chopping everything and think it's going to be a dip, so it's got to be bite-sized. So once you chop everything and put it in there, the best part is just putting it in the bowl and mixing
it together.
So you want to hold your cream cheese out. I'm going to set this right here, and just let it soften. Maybe in the morning when you get up and you know you're going to do this, you let your cream cheese come out and soften it. And once you place it in the bowl, this is where all the magic happens. Now this is also a great recipe for kids because they feel like they can help. You just pre-measure this stuff, and really all you're doing is throwing everything in there. And once you do, we're going to do the little mushing action, just kind of start mixing. It's nothing to it. And like I said, the kids enjoy putting it together. It's a lot of fun. It's not a hard recipe. You pretend like you're cooking so everybody, you know, is excited that you brought a dish. The other thing about this that I do really like about it is you can prepare this even the night before, wrap it in tin foil, and just throw it in the oven before you leave somewhere. It also stores well. So there's your Worcestershire and your cayenne pepper, which I'll steal from right here. And you're just mixing it together. After you do that, you're just making this cheese concoction.
Look at that.
I mean, what can be better than cream cheese? And
really? Cream cheese and more cheese.
That's right.
And chives, and that sounds great.
It's just missing.
Well, I'm going to let you mix this up a little bit because I think we need to kind of get this stirred up. So let's take a little break, and when we come back, we'll finish it up.
Perfect.
All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Well, Christine here from Cabelas is finishing up this recipe. She finished mixing everything. And Celeste, tell me about when this cookbook might be out and when we can look for it.
Well, the cookbook is called Cooking for Kids, and we are anticipating it to be back from the publisher by the end of October, so it's going to be ready just in time for the holidays. Everyone can early reserve a copy now, though. They can contact us, 955-2770, or go to our website. We just need a name and an address. We can early reserve it and make sure we have enough coming from the publishers, because right now it's promising to be a sellout.
That's great.
They'll be available for a $12 donation to the foundation, and that is going to go towards funding our advocacy and education programs.
Great, Celeste. And I know there's going to be a low sodium section and a kids only section.
There is.
So it's really going to be family friendly. Yes. And Christine, this looks great.
I know. I told you it was really easy. Mix stuff.
Yes.
We put this in. The biggest thing, wrap it in tin foil, which I've already done, and we brought this in
and
to start
we've got
baking.
one in the oven. So we just put that on the counter, and this one you can pull out.
And here's the best part.
Okay.
So after you've wrapped it in tin foil, and you bake it for about 40 minutes at the oven, about 325, and after that, you just open this, and it's just pure happiness right here. Now I got excited with my tin foil. But then
that is great. Look at that.
I know, it's warm. Let's set that to the side. And then the best part is you take this off, and it's all melted and cheesy.
Oh, that's great.
And you can use, you serve it with crackers or that toasted bread.
This looks like something perfect for a football game, and this is one of the recipes from your cookbook.
It will be.
Benefiting the National Pediatric Blood Pressure Awareness Foundation, which, even though it's national, you should know it's founded right here in Ascension by Celeste Goodwin. Thank you so much for being on the show. It's always good to see you, and always good to have you. And Christine, always good to catch up with you too. I know y'all have an event coming up September 24th.
We do.
At Waddell Wildlife Refuge in partnership with Wildlife and Fisheries. We're going to put that on our community calendar for the next show, so we'll be able to promote that as well. I know it's a free event and great family fun, but thank you so much for all you do and the great partnership that you all have together. And hopefully you and your kids and families can go out there and make this recipe and some others. And I do suggest that you go to the website and reserve your cookbook now, because like she said, it is probably going to be a sellout. We'll be right back after this to give away your community calendar.